Have you ever wondered why your legs are getting weaker? Why stairs seem steeper, your steps heavier, and each movement feels like a great effort? Is this simply a sign of aging? Or is there something else silently happening inside your body? Nearly 40 seniors will be hospitalized due to complications related to muscles, bones, and mobility just while you are watching this video. That is a sobering number. And this is not solely caused by natural aging. It also comes from the very foods you are eating daily, under the impression that they are harmless or even good for your health. But the truth might surprise you. Some common foods that older adults often eat are actually destroying your leg strength, weakening your muscles, causing joint inflammation, and making you more prone to falling each day. And you might be consuming these foods every morning, at every meal, without even realizing it. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes I will reveal to you 5 very familiar foods that are quietly weakening your legs day by day. Not only that, I will also show you healthy alternatives that can help you regain flexibility, strength, and prevent cramps, fatigue, and muscle weakness caused by nutritional deficiencies. Especially food number 5, which will truly surprise you because almost everyone eats it without knowing how harmful it can be. And this is not just hearsay or old-fashioned advice. The information in this video is supported by reliable scientific research, including studies from Tufts University, Harvard, and top clinical nutrition journals around the world. This will help you understand not only what is harmful, but also why it is harmful. If you have ever suffered from muscle pain, nighttime leg cramps, a feeling of imbalance when standing up, or simply felt that your legs are not as flexible as before, I am here to tell you that there is still hope. There are ways to reverse muscle loss and joint weakness, and it all begins with smarter food choices every day. Watch until the end of this video because I will share with you a special message that can help you regain your confidence, independence, and joy in every step you take. 1. Refined sugar, the silent muscle killer. Imagine a morning like any other. You wake up feeling groggy, so you make a cup of coffee to perk up, grab a small pastry, a bowl of cereal, or maybe a store-bought granola bar. These seem harmless, even like a reasonable breakfast. But did you know that these very choices may be quietly draining the strength from your legs? Refined sugar, also known as white sugar, is not only responsible for weight gain or diabetes. For older adults, it is one of the hidden culprits that destroys muscle, weakens circulation, and leads to chronic cramps, stiff joints, and loss of balance. As soon as sugar enters your body, your blood sugar spikes. Insulin is released to regulate it, but then the blood sugar drops rapidly. You feel tired, drained, and low on energy. When this happens repeatedly, the body enters a state of chronic inflammation. This is when your muscles begin to weaken, as they are no longer receiving enough essential nutrients like magnesium and calcium, 2 minerals vital for muscle contraction and recovery. Studies from the Harvard School of Public Health show that consuming too much sugar reduces magnesium absorption by up to 20%, making you more prone to nighttime leg cramps and soreness after even light walking. Meanwhile, calcium loss through urine increases, seriously impacting joints, especially around the knees and ankles, the areas that bear your weight with every step. Even worse, sugar is not just in candies or soda. It hides in countless foods that seem harmless: white bread, ketchup, salad dressings, flavored yogurt, and even so-called low-fat products. If you read the nutrition label closely, you will see names like corn syrup, dextrose, or fructose, all variations of refined sugar. So how can you break free from sugar without giving up sweetness entirely? The answer is to switch to more natural, smarter alternatives. Replace white sugar with raw honey, coconut sugar, or date syrup. These natural sweeteners are not only easier to digest, but also contain fiber and beneficial micronutrients. When you crave something sweet, choose dark chocolate, at least 70% cacao, a handful of almonds or walnuts, or a cup of unsweetened Greek yogurt with a few strawberries. These choices provide healthy fats and protein, helping you feel full longer, stabilize blood sugar, and support muscle recovery after movement. Pay special attention to products labeled low-fat or diet. Often they replace fat with sugar to improve flavor, which may end up being even more harmful to your muscles and circulation. Remember, Every spoonful of sugar does more than affect your weight. It directly impacts your muscle strength, balance, and ability to avoid falls as you age. The issue is not how much sugar you eat in one sitting, but how long your body is subjected to its effects, every day, every week, every month. If you have ever felt that your legs are heavy, tire easily, or that you frequently experience cramps at night even when not very active, refined sugar may be one of the hidden causes. And the good news is, you can start changing this today, just by changing what is in your pantry and on your plate. 2. Fried foods and fast food. The silent enemies of joints and muscles. Have you ever gone out with friends and found it impossible to resist the irresistible aroma of crispy French fries, golden fried chicken, or deep-fried fish in a hot sandwich? These are foods that evoke convenience, happiness, and even memories of youth. But did you know that behind that crispy coating lies a hidden storm of inflammation, slowly destroying your joints and muscles day by day? Deep-fried foods are not only packed with massive amounts of calories. The bigger concern lies in trans fats, artificial fats formed during high-temperature frying, especially when the oil is reused multiple times. In most fast food chains, frying oil is often reused over and over to cut costs, which produces harmful free radicals. Trans fats and free radicals directly attack muscle and joint tissues, causing chronic inflammation. This is why many older adults feel persistent joint pain, swelling in the ankles, or heaviness in the legs after eating fried foods without knowing why. Worse still, these harmful compounds reduce blood flow, meaning your muscles do not receive enough oxygen and nutrients, slowing down recovery and gradually weakening your body over time. A study from McMaster University in Canada revealed that regularly consuming fried foods significantly raises inflammation markers in the blood. After just 12 weeks, participants showed noticeable loss of muscle mass in the thighs and calves. This means you are not only losing strength, but also reducing your ability to stand steadily, walk for long periods, or climb stairs without getting tired. And the worst part? These effects do not appear immediately. They happen slowly and quietly. You might not feel pain right after a meal, but when meals like these are repeated every week, every month, one day you may realize that you are climbing stairs more slowly, unable to stand for long, and having nighttime cramps more often. So does that mean you have to give up all the crispy, tasty foods forever? Not necessarily. The secret lies in how you cook. Switch from deep frying to baking, pan searing, or using an air fryer. You can still enjoy your favorite foods while cutting out up to 70% of unhealthy fats. If you need to add oil for cooking, use extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. These contain heart and joint-friendly unsaturated fats. If you are craving something crunchy and savory, try roasted sweet potatoes, crispy roasted chickpeas, or roasted almonds. These not only satisfy the craving for crunch, but also provide fiber, protein, and minerals that nourish muscles and reduce inflammation naturally. Remember, fried foods do not just cause weight gain. They also accelerate muscle loss and weaken joints, especially in people over the age of 60. If you feel slower, more tired, or notice more joint pain after eating fried meals, that is your body sounding the alarm. Let me ask you, when was the last time you had a deep-fried meal? And how did your body feel afterward? Share your experience below. Your story might just be the advice someone else needs to hear. 3 processed meats. Eating away at your muscles, one slice at a time. Have you ever been in a rush, opened the fridge, and found a pack of cold cuts, a few slices of sausage, or some pre-sliced cured meats? They are convenient, easy to use, and require no cooking. And you might think, as long as there's protein, it should be fine, right? But behind that convenience, these processed meats are quietly draining the strength from your body. What do cold cuts, sausages, cured pork, canned meats, and packaged deli meats all have in common? They are extremely high in sodium and contain preservatives like nitrates, nitrites, and various artificial additives. These chemicals are not just for longer shelf life, they also make the flavor more appealing. But once they enter your body, a dangerous chain reaction begins. The high sodium content in processed meats causes your body to retain water, slowing down blood circulation and reducing oxygen and nutrient delivery to your muscles. That is why, after a meal with bacon or sausage, you may feel swelling in your legs, pain in your knees, or a heavy sensation as if you are carrying extra weight. Meanwhile, nitrites and nitrates, often added to maintain the meat's color, are directly linked to nerve damage when consumed over time. Research from Tufts University shows that eating processed meats more than 3 times a week significantly increases the risk of skeletal muscle weakness in adults over 60, especially postmenopausal women, the group most vulnerable to age-related muscle loss. These meats also contribute to chronic inflammation, making you more prone to cramps, balance issues, and nagging pain in the hips, thighs, or calves after light activity. Do not forget another critical point. High sodium levels deplete your body's potassium, magnesium, and calcium, the key minerals that support muscle health, prevent spasms, and help the motor nerves function smoothly. You may be thinking, do I have to give up all the foods I enjoy? The answer is no. The important thing is to find better alternatives and limit how often you consume them. Instead of sausages and cold cuts, choose grilled chicken, steamed fish, or freshly cooked beef at home. These provide high-quality protein without preservatives and are far more effective in supporting muscle recovery. If you are vegetarian or looking to reduce meat consumption, try lentils, tofu, chia seeds, or black beans. These are rich plant-based protein sources packed with natural magnesium and potassium to relax muscles and support post-activity recovery. And if you really want to eat processed meats, choose products labeled no nitrates or no nitrites and read the ingredient list carefully. Use them sparingly, no more than once a week, and pair them with greens or anti-inflammatory foods like berries and flax seeds to reduce the damage. Processed meats may be tied to memories and convenience, but your legs also deserve real care. A few small changes in your daily food choices can help you walk more steadily, feel less pain, and maintain your precious independence for years to come. 4 high-sodium foods. The calcium thieves, draining your leg strength. If you have already been careful to avoid processed meats like sausages or cold cuts, you might think you are safe. But the next threat may still be lurking in your kitchen, quietly draining strength from your legs, meal after meal. That threat is salt, especially the hidden salt in processed and packaged foods. No one denies that the body needs a certain amount of salt to maintain blood pressure and cellular functions. But the real danger is that most of us consume far too much without realizing it. Did you know that just one instant noodle packet or a single bowl of canned soup can contain more than half the recommended daily sodium intake? When you consume too much sodium, your body retains water to dilute the salt in your blood. This causes your blood vessels to constrict, reducing circulation. Oxygen cannot reach your muscles on time. You may feel your legs becoming heavy, numb, or more prone to cramping. Swelling around the ankles, calves, or a tight sensation in the lower legs after salty meals is a common sign. And that is not all. One of the most serious consequences of a high-sodium diet is impaired calcium absorption in the kidneys and intestines. When your body is low on calcium, it compensates by drawing calcium out of your bones. Over time, this silently weakens your skeletal system, especially around key areas like the knees and hips, essential for balance and mobility. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that middle-aged women who consumed more than 3,500 milligrams of sodium daily had twice the risk of fractures compared to those who maintained recommended sodium levels. This shows that salt does not just impact heart health, it has a direct effect on your bones and movement. The problem is that sodium does not only come from the salt shaker. It is hidden in white bread, cheese, sauces, canned foods, frozen meals, and even breakfast cereals. You might not taste the salt clearly, but your body is still absorbing far more sodium than it needs each day. So what is the solution? First, read nutrition labels carefully. Each serving should ideally have no more than 300 milligrams of sodium. Choose products labeled low sodium or no added salt. When cooking at home, reduce added salt and instead use natural seasonings like onions, garlic, black pepper, lemon juice, fresh ginger, turmeric, or herbs. If you enjoy salty flavors, increase your intake of potassium-rich foods like bananas, avocados, leafy greens, black beans, and green peas. Potassium helps counterbalance the effects of sodium and supports the body in flushing out excess salt through urine. This reduces the risk of cramps, keeps muscles relaxed, and prevents stiffness. Also, remember to drink enough water, especially if you have eaten a salty meal. Water helps thin the blood, improves kidney function, flushes out sodium, and prevents swelling, leg numbness, or nighttime cramps. Have you ever felt your legs slightly swollen, aching, or fatigued after a salty meal? That could be your body sending you a warning. Try changing things for just 1 week. Reduce salt, check food labels, stay hydrated, and add more potassium-rich foods. You may feel your legs becoming lighter, your steps more stable, and the pain fading noticeably. 5. White bread and refined carbs, the energy thieves from your muscles. Have you ever felt exhausted or drained after a lunch of white bread, pasta, or a warm bowl of white rice? You might think it is just because of poor sleep or age, but the truth may surprise you. These familiar refined carbohydrates are silently stealing your energy, weakening your muscles, and reducing your leg mobility. For decades, we were taught that carbohydrates are the body's main source of energy. That is true, but not all carbs are the same. Refined carbohydrates, including white bread, white pasta, white rice, and prepackaged noodles, have been stripped of nearly all their fiber, B vitamins, and minerals. What remains are fast-digesting carbohydrates that cause blood sugar to spike rapidly and then drop just as fast, triggering a chain reaction that harms your muscles. When you eat a meal with refined carbs, your blood sugar rises suddenly, and your body must release a large amount of insulin to handle it. Soon after, your blood sugar crashes, leaving you feeling tired, low on energy, or even dizzy. If this cycle happens repeatedly, your body becomes insulin resistant, meaning it struggles to convert glucose into usable energy. As a result, your muscles no longer have the fuel they need to stay active and recover after movement. Even worse, high insulin levels promote fat storage while slowing protein synthesis in your muscles. In other words, the more refined carbs you eat, the weaker your muscles become, while fat accumulates. This is a dangerous cycle, especially for people over 60. Have you ever felt the urge to lie down immediately after a full meal of rice or noodles, unable to walk or move as you did before? It is not just aging. Your body is signaling that it lacks real energy and is suffering from metabolic imbalance after your meal. A study from Harvard University found that people who got more than 50% of their daily carbs from refined sources had a 38% higher risk of muscle weakness, joint inflammation, and chronic fatigue compared to those who ate whole grains. The good news is you do not need to cut out carbohydrates entirely. You just need to switch to complex carbohydrates, the kind that release energy slowly, keep your blood sugar stable, and provide essential fiber to nourish your muscles and joints. Start with small but powerful changes. Replace white bread with whole grain bread or natural sourdough. Use brown rice instead of white rice in your daily meals. Choose whole grain or quinoa-based pasta. Eat sweet potatoes, red beans, or oats instead of noodles, vermicelli, or white buns. Also, when eating carbs, combine them with protein and fiber. For example, boiled eggs, grilled fish, or steamed greens. This combination slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and ensures your muscles get the nutrients they need to repair and grow. Do not forget that your taste buds need time to adjust. If you are used to eating white bread and white rice every day, switching to whole grains may feel bland or hard to enjoy at first. But after a short period, your body will feel the difference. You will feel lighter, more alert, and most importantly, your legs will feel stronger. If you have ever tried switching carbs, I would love to hear your experience. And if you have not yet, today is a great place to start. Choose whole grain bread instead of white. Choose brown rice instead of white. Each small change adds up to lasting strength for your legs and supports your independence for the future. Take a moment to think about your legs. They have carried you throughout your entire life, from your youth until now. Every step you have taken to visit your grandchildren, every time you have stood up or sat down, movements that once felt so simple, all have depended on the strength of your legs. But over time, the very foods that seem familiar and harmless have been silently draining that strength day after day. From refined sugar that triggers muscle inflammation to fried foods that slow blood circulation. From processed meats that damage your nerves to salt that steals calcium from your bones and refined carbohydrates that rob your muscles of energy, each of these plays a role in weakening your legs, reducing your mobility, and making each step feel heavier than before. But the good news is, you can change this. You do not need to transform everything in one day. You only need to start with the smallest changes. Reduce a little salt, choose whole grain bread instead of white bread, swap out instant noodles for a bowl of homemade vegetable soup, and replace cold cuts with a boiled egg or tofu. These small changes, if done every day, will bring visible results. Your legs will feel lighter, you will be able to stand up more easily, and most importantly, you will feel more confident with every step you take. So start today. Every meal is a choice. What will you choose for your legs? If you found today's message helpful, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Wishing you good health, peace of mind, and the strength to take control of whatever challenges you are facing. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.